Hi there, my name is Jennifer Roskamp, also known as the Intentional Mom. And anybody who knows me knows that I am a large family mom. And anyone who knows me also knows that I am kind of a germ phobic person anyway. So my inbox and my phone and everything has been blowing up with people asking how I normally take cleanliness super seriously and am super diligent in it, because in reality, with a large family, I've got 9 kids, so there are 11 of us. When we get sick, it can take our entire family out for sometimes months at a time. And so being really aware of staying clean and being really on top of it is something that I have always done. And so I am so excited to share some of the things that I always do that I think people kind of tend to think I'm a little bit crazy about. But I'm excited to share my crazy with you because it is super important during this time. We all want to know how to keep our families healthy. These are the things that I have been doing. I am not a doctor, I am not a nurse. However, my husband is an ER nurse. So we get a lot of germs in this place, which I think is also what tends to make me a little bit on the cautious side. These are just things that I have done. I am not claiming that I have the be all and end all. I am just saying that these are the things that people have been asking me, how to keep your house clean. What do you normally do to help ward off germs? So I am excited to share with you the things that I do. This is by no means an extensive list. I am not saying these are for sure going to keep you from getting illnesses or anything like that. I am not making any claims whatsoever. I am simply saying that these are the things that I do on a regular basis, and they're things that you might find helpful to keep your family safe and healthy during this time. Okay, so I am really just gonna really quick run down a list of things that I do. All right, and I'm gonna also link to some blog posts I have about this, and you will also find additional videos here on my different pages and channels about things to do during this time, in addition to extra things you can do to keep your family healthy. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna start running down the list. First of all, hand sanitizer. I keep it in my car. I keep it in my coat pocket. My kids each have one in their backpacks and bags that they take places. I have one in my car. Pretty much any place you can think of, I keep a bottle of hand sanitizer. You just never know when you're gonna need it, and I use it and make my kids use it all the time. I'm kind of the hand sanitizer Nazi. If anybody comes to my house, they get hand sanitizer too. It's just what I have to do. Then, when you've been outside of the house, or anybody in your family has been outside of the house, meaning they've been out in public, their clothes get changed immediately, and I wash the out of the house, out in public clothes separately and together on Sanitize. Okay, so when they're clothes that we're just wearing in our house and nobody has gone anywhere, those don't get washed with the out of the house clothes. Okay, so as soon as somebody gets home, they come home. If they've been outside of the house in a public place, their clothes come off, they get into a laundry basket where those clothes are collecting, and they get washed daily, if not more than daily. If we have people who have gone into scary germ areas, such as my husband's clothes, the minute he gets home from working in the ER, go straight into the washer and get washed on the Sanitize cycle. I don't even touch them. He comes home and carries them into the washer. But outdoor clothes get changed, or out of the house clothes get changed immediately and washed together on Sanitize. Then our regular indoor clothes just get washed together. Then we are wiping down doorknobs and other surfaces that someone has touched when they come home, right? So my husband comes home from work, he touches the doorknob on the outside of the door, he touches the door to close it, he might put something in the refrigerator that he's come home with, so he's touched that handle, he's touched our bedroom door handle to go into our room and change and get into the shower and all of that. So after he has come through the house with all of those things, I sanitize all of those. I wipe them down with a sanitizing cleaner, doorknobs, light switches, anything he has touched, all gets wiped down. So anytime anyone gets home, I follow the same procedure, especially during cold and flu season. Then I wipe down doorknobs and handrails and light switches at least once a week. During times like this, it's kind of anytime I think of it, once every few days, someone goes around with a antibacterial wipe or hand sanitizer on a piece of paper towel. It doesn't have to be complicated, and wipes all of those things down. When someone comes home, their phone and anything else they have had out with them that they were touching, but especially phones, are sanitized as well. They're wiped down with sanitizing stuff, okay? And then think about, here's something to think about. When you're out of the house, when you're out in public, think about what you have with you and where you're going to set it. So here's a really good thing that I always think of. When I have my purse and I'm at a store of any kind, what do? We're at the grocery store or wherever, and we tend to put our purse in the shopping basket. No, keep it on your arm. Because what happens when you put that that purse in that shopping cart, right? Now you have the shopping cart all over your purse, right? Same thing with any like bags or totes or anything. Really think about when you are carrying these things out in public, where they have been. Think about trying to have them touch outdoor surfaces as minimally as possible. And then when they do touch outdoor surfaces, you're sanitizing them when they get home. But you need to be really conscious when you're outside of the house where you're putting things that you're going to bring back into your house with you. Is it kind of a pain to keep your purse on your shoulder as you're shopping? Yes, but in my mind, I know it keeps my family healthier, so I'm willing to do that. But that is something to think about. Something else to think about when you're out and about is if it's the cold and flu season, it's typically colder. I live in Michigan. Keep your coat on. That just tends to, keep the germs, my clothes that are inside my coat then aren't susceptible to as many germs. It's easier for me just to wash my coat more frequently than it is to take my coat off everywhere. And then now I've got, the outside of my coat is dirty. All of my clothes on the inside are dirty. So for instance, if I go out and I'm completely covered up and my shirt is covered up the whole time, I actually feel as though I can come home and not have to worry about washing that shirt. So it's something also to think about, that when you're out and about in public, that you just keep your coat on. If you're going to leave your house wearing your coat, you try to keep it on. And you think about that then. Do I want to wear my coat the whole time I'm out or don't I? And if you don't want to wear it the whole time you're out, maybe you don't want to wear it at all, okay? Just something to think about. And obviously, I'm washing my coat frequently. Anytime you go into an area that you think you've been exposed to germs, of course, you're going to wash it immediately when you get home. Other than that, I'm washing coats every other day in my house right now. Then also, I wipe down and sanitize my steering wheel and any indoor handles on my car. Again, I get right into the car. I put hand sanitizer on my hands before I touch anything. All I've done is touch my keys to get in the car. Speaking of which, that's a really good thing to also wipe down. Wipe down your keys, right? All you need is an antibacterial wipe or an antibacterial, hand sanitizer on paper towel is what I like to do a lot. Again, it's not a guarantee, but we're trying to do the best we can to try to give ourselves the best likelihood of staying healthy. Okay, so but the steering wheel, even though I've put hand sanitizer on my hands, I like to be just doubly sure. So once every day, once every couple of days, I'm wiping down my steering wheel. Okay, and then I mentioned coats, right? When you're wearing your coats out in the world, when I'm not washing my coats, I might wash them once every other day. They're staying outside. My coat is my shield, and it's what's been exposed to the world around me while I'm out and about. So it's going to stay outside. I don't want to bring those germs that are now on my coat into my home. So we have hooks right outside in our garage. That's where the coats go. We don't bring them inside. Okay? All right, next. When someone comes home, of course, they shower right away. When someone has been out anywhere, shower right away. And then regular things that I wipe down. As I mentioned, I wipe down handrails, light switches, doorknobs, kitchen hardware, right? You go to open a cupboard. If you don't have hardware on your cupboards and you're touching a specific corner, clean that, wipe that down. Also, TV remotes. Anything else you might have that is a common thing that people are touching, because again, remember, you're contagious, before you actually are showing symptoms, plus you can be a carrier and not have any symptoms yourself. So anything that is commonly touched, like remotes, drawer pulls, kitchen cupboard things, that kind of stuff. Swap out any dishcloths in your kitchen every single day. Dish towels, all that stuff. It's just part of my nightly ritual. All that stuff gets swapped out. And I either put my kitchen dishcloths are all white, and I do that so that I can put them into a bleach solution, Or I've read, again, I'm not a microbiologist. I don't have any, credentials behind my name, but I have read that you can also put dishcloths or kitchen sponges, which also you need to take care of, in a microwave for 2 minutes, and that will kill any germs or bacteria. Again, something I've read, I can't guarantee it, but I've read it and I do it because it's going to greaten my likelihood of bacteria and germs not getting passed on those things. Also, wipe down microwave buttons and handles. Again, that's something that in my house people are touching all day long, in addition to stove knobs or buttons, right? Again, we're just thinking of where we're preparing food and the things that we all, as a family, multiple people are touching multiple times a day, and you're wiping them down with whatever cleaner or whatever you find and feel is sanitary. You're wiping those things down. Also, the faucet handle in kitchens and bathrooms, right? We touch those things as well. So all of that stuff gets wiped down. All right, then we sanitize eating surfaces in between and after each and every single meal. Everybody in our house sits at the same spot. That way I don't have kids and people swapping out germs. When my 9-year-old son eats, he eats in this chair at this spot. Again, even though we wipe it down, even though we clean it, in my mind, again, I'm just taking every precautionary move that I can to try to help germs from passing from person to person. Okay, so we wipe down every eating surface after every single meal with a disinfecting cleaner, including the chairs. Also, you're gonna wash and sanitize your hands before meals and before preparing food, after using the bathroom. And that also brings to mind that I also sanitize, wipe down with sanitizing cleaner, disinfecting cleaner, the toilet handles. It's again an area where it's a common area for germs to get spread around. Just wipe it down, right? Whenever I run my dishwasher during these heightened awareness times, when it's cold and flu season, we're dealing with the coronavirus, I wash my dishwasher. Hopefully your dishwasher has a sanitizing setting or as high of heat as you can. Again, I've read that it just has the greater likelihood of killing germs. Of course, nothing ever gets shared or reused when it comes to food or dishes or cups or anything. Labeling cups, everybody gets their own stuff, for cups is ideal, and nothing gets reused. Then I wash bedding at least once a week. Typically, I'm not doing it that often. It's more of a once every other week thing for me. But when we're at heightened, we want to try to stay healthy. When we're in that mode, I'm washing it at least once a week. And I'm washing coats, even that don't go out into the other world, outside world, the outside world, I'm washing those once a week. Daily showers, just to be super cautious, even for those people who haven't gone outside. Again, remember the people who have gone into the outside world, stores, all of that, they're taking a shower immediately when they come home, but we also do nightly showers and baths. I've got 9 kids. If you're a mom with young kids, I hear you. It is a pain, right? But having sick kids is a pain. And so we're doing showers and baths every night just to be super cautious. And again, I'm not telling you anything you don't already know, but we do try to limit kisses during this time. Snuggles, I feel, are okay. You got to draw the line somewhere, right? But you certainly are not kissing, each other on the lips and that kind of stuff. Maybe on the top of the head, that kind of thing during this time. And then if anybody is sick, this is a large family management essential, and that is anytime someone is sick, they are isolated. So think about it ahead of time. Where is some place that you can isolate someone who is sick? Because you want to isolate them, and you want to wash all of their dishes separately. You want to make sure that all of their stuff is separate in their area. Hopefully that's not going to happen, but if that does happen, you need to try to isolate and keep it from spreading within your home. So those are the things that I find helpful as a large family mom and someone who's super paranoid about germs anyway. Hopefully that helps. These are the things that I'm doing right now and that I do during the cold and flu season. So hopefully these are things that help you know what you can do. Again, we can't guarantee anything, but all we can do, you know, as parents, as moms, is try to do what we can to try to take measures to keep our family healthy, because that's really what we all want and need to do. So hopefully these tips have helped.